Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So on my right, we have the S26 Ultra, arguably one of the most powerful Android devices currently out there. And to my left, we have obviously the iPhone 17 Pro Max, definitely the most powerful iPhone device currently available. In this video, we are going to put both giants in their own right, head to head against each other in multiple categories, including their design, their display, their AI softwares, battery, and finally, of course, their camera, all to find out which one truly comes up on top. Also keep in mind, I've already made in-depth review videos on both devices. So if you haven't watched that yet, go ahead and watch them. The link to these videos will be in the description below. And just a quick disclaimer. Everything in this video is going to be based on my personal experience with both devices. So if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comment section below as to why that is. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. When it comes to design, both the S26 Ultra as well as the 17 Pro Max here feel extremely premium. However, they are both built with different intentions. The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra uses an Armor aluminum frame paired with a Corning Gorilla Glass back, and it comes in around 214 grams with a thickness of about 7.9 millimeters. Now, when holding this device in real life, it definitely feels noticeably thinner, slimmer, and lighter than the previous Ultra models. And what that means is that you can actually use the S26 Ultra and it feels way more comfortable when using it in long usage sessions, such as watching videos or browsing or even scrolling on the device for a long period of time. Now, in terms of colors, the S26 Ultra comes in mainly 4 different colors. We have the white, it comes in sky blue, black, as well as the cobalt violet, which is the one that we currently have, alongside 2 additional online exclusive colors. We have the silver shadow and the pink gold. The 17 Pro Max, on the other hand, goes with a titanium frame and a matte texture glass back. It's heavier, sitting between 225 to around 230 grams and slightly thicker at just over 8 millimeters. Now, that added weight also gives the 17 Pro Max a different presence. It's solid, feels dense, and of course it feels premium. Now, in terms of colors, the 17 Pro Max comes with 3 different main colors. We have the cosmic orange, silver, and finally the deep blue. In real world use, the S26 Ultra feels easier to handle and more comfortable using over time. Meanwhile, the 17 Pro Max, on the other hand, brings in that luxury and premium feel. Now, at the end of the day, it's basically less of which is better and more of whether you prioritize comfort or do you prioritize premium. Now, the cosmic orange on the 17 Pro Max alone gives it a unique factor that most devices simply don't have, especially when you pair it with this rectangle shaped camera design of the 17 Pro Max alongside the brilliant use of the titanium built in the 17 Pro Max. Now, with all those factors in mind, the winner purely based on design between these 2 heavyweight champions, the 17 Pro Max. Well, the reason being is it feels way more unique, as well as just give that premium and luxury feel. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the design of the S26 Ultra. It feels clean, pure, insane. However, the 17 Pro Max simply feel way more memorable than the S26 Ultra, and that is just pure facts. And that was basically the key deciding factor between these 2 devices based on design. Now let's move on to the next factor, which is going to be their displays. Moving on to the display, this is one of the strongest areas for both phones, but again, they both approach it differently. Both devices feature a 6.9-inch panel with a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, and what that means is that scrolling, swiping, and animations feel incredibly smooth on both. Whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, or just navigating the user interface, everything feels fluid and responsive. The Samsung Galaxy Ultra, on the other hand, uses a high-resolution AMOLED display, which gives it a slight edge in sharpness. The text looks crispier, images have more detail, and when you're watching high quality content, you actually notice that extra clarity. Samsung tends to push more vibrant colors which make content pop up more, especially for media consumption or gaming. On top of that, they also introduced a new feature called privacy display, which limits viewing from angles that way strangers won't look into your device when you find yourself in public spaces. Meanwhile, the 17 Pro Max focuses on accuracy and brightness. Its display can reach up to around 3000 nits, which is extremely noticeable outdoors, even under direct sunlight. The screen remains very clear. Apple's color calibration is also more natural, meaning photos and videos look closer to how they were actually captured rather than being saturated. The Pro Motion system also adapts very intelligently, so transitions feel smooth but also efficient on battery. So while both displays are equally smooth thanks to the 120Hz refresh rate they both possess, the S26 Ultra gives you a sharper and more vibrant visuals. Meanwhile, the 17 Pro Max on the other hand gives you brighter and more color accurate experience. So basically, the winner of the display category is going to, again, the 17 Pro Max. Due to the fact that it simply performs better under sunlight, it gives you way more accurate colors, as well as it just has this smoother perceived consistency rather than just the 120Hz. Especially when you're scrolling, you will definitely notice the consistency when scrolling on the 17 Pro Max way better than on the S26 Ultra. Well, if not way better, but just slightly better, let me put it that way. So I take that back. You noticed it slightly better. Now let's move on to our third category, which is the performance. When it comes to performance, both of these phones are undoubtedly on the top. The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 and comes up to 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM. This setup is designed for heavy multitasking, gaming, and especially AI-driven features. So basically, you can now run multiple apps at the same time, use advanced editing tools on the S26 Ultra, and push this device quite hard, and it wouldn't even slow it down. Now, the 17 Pro Max runs on Apple's A19 Pro chip, and even though it has less RAM than the Ultra right here, the optimization between the hardware and the iOS is actually what makes the difference. Apps launch instantly, animations are extremely smooth, and performance remains consistent over time without any kind of slowing down you sometimes see on other devices after a long-term use. So Samsung gives you raw power and flexibility, especially when it comes to multitasking. Meanwhile, the 17 Pro Max on the other hand gives you efficiency and long-term stability. So when it comes to the winner of the performance category between the S26 Ultra and the 17 Pro Max, the winner goes to, unfortunately, it's a tie between both devices. I mean, they are that good, with a slight, the slightest of edge going to the 17 Pro Max, but again, that edge I'm talking about is not that noticeable to give it a clear win, because the 26 Ultra on the other hand also provide different aspects that the 17 Pro Max simply can't keep up. So again, it's a tie. Now, battery is one of the few areas where the difference between the S26 Ultra and the 17 Pro Max is very straightforward. And before we get into it, the way I see it is very similar to comparing an electric vehicle to a fuel-powered vehicle. Because the S26 Ultra on one hand charges up extremely fast. Meanwhile, the 17 Pro Max on the other hand doesn't charge up as fast as the S26 Ultra. However, it lasts longer than the S26 Ultra. So that's the problem. So that's a conundrum right now, because at the end of the day, it basically boils down to your preference. Do you want a faster charging device, or do you want a device that lasts a little bit longer than the S26 Ultra? So again, I would love to give it a tie, but for me personally, I will have to go to the 17 Pro Max again when it comes to the battery. Come on, iPhone is on fire right now. What's happening? But I don't know. I just can't stand devices that goes off or run out of battery extremely fast. I mean, it does again, mind you. Let me take back my word right there. It doesn't run out extremely fast. It just runs out slightly faster than the 17 Pro Max, and I really don't like that. So I would like my device to stay awake as much as possible. Now let's move on to the next factor. That was extremely quick. So moving on to the software category of both the S26 Ultra as well as the 17 Pro Max. Now this is one of those categories where the winner is quite clear. In fact, it's very much straightforward. It's not even close. So let's go ahead and start with the 17 Pro Max because in fact, I just pity him at this point. Well, the 17 Pro Max, we know that it has Siri. And with the help of Apple Intelligence, Siri can now use ChatGPT, which basically enhances its capability or abilities, right? However, what if I tell you that still doesn't come close to the stuff that S26 Ultra can do? In fact, let's get into it. So now let's actually move on to the S26 Ultra because this device right here, man, it actually comes with 3 different AI softwares. So let that sink in real quick. Now the first on that list is going to be Bixby. So Bixby basically controls the entire device, similar to what we know as Siri on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So Bixby basically controls your device, so you can give it simple and easy commands such as open my application, the TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever, turn on Wi-Fi, turn off Bluetooth, and so on and so forth. What's on my calendar? You guys get the idea. Now the second on that list is called Google Gemini, or Gemini for short, and this is where things start looking wickedly interesting because Gemini creates and thinks. For example, Gemini can edit and write you a text. Gemini can come up with financial plans, financial strategy, brand strategy, marketing strategy, and also it can also plan you a full trip to wherever you want to go in the world, just in case you're not used to traveling on your own and you don't know how the process usually goes. Now tell me that's not insane. Now the third on that list is called Perplexity. Now Perplexity on the other hand searches and gives you answers in real time. So you can ask it whatever question you want to and it will give you that answer immediately in real time, similar to ChatGPT. So you guys get the idea. This is actually crazy. So in that regard, the S26 Ultra clears the iPhone 17 Pro Max without any doubt whatsoever. It's not even close, to be honest with you guys. Now that that's done, let's move on to the next and final feature, the camera. Alright, so moving on to the final aspect of this video, which is going to be the camera comparison of the S26 Ultra against the 17 Pro Max. And man, is this part actually very much difficult for me personally because I actually came into this video thinking the S26 Ultra was going to clear the 17 Pro Max without any fight whatsoever, but man, was I wrong. The outcome was actually closer and tighter. It was actually closer than I expected. In fact, go ahead and watch the outcome yourself. Alright, so it's finally time to put both devices to the ultimate test. So on the left, we have the S26 Ultra, and to my right, we have the 17 Pro Max. Now, I'll let you guys decide in the comment section below which is better, because personally, I don't know. It's difficult. I mean, I'm leaning towards or slightly towards the S26 Ultra. By the way, what do you guys think about the view right now? But anyways, to come back to the topic, I'm leaning towards the S26 Ultra as it gives that natural and crisp as well as vibrant color, right? Meanwhile, the 17 Pro Max on the other hand, also it looks good, right? It looks really, really good, but for some reason, I'm slightly leaning towards the S26 Ultra. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Or am I missing something? Now welcome back. So as you guys could see, the results were actually very much closer than I originally anticipated. So basically, the S26 Ultra wins in zoom, form factor, as well as flexibility. Meanwhile, the iPhone 17 Pro Max on the other hand wins in consistency, reliability, as well as skin tone. Man, I don't know, but The truth of the matter is, when it comes to camera, we're obviously looking way past just doing the video part. So we're obviously taking the whole package into consideration. So in that regard, the S26 Ultra is clearly the winner of this category. And I know iPhone users, I'm sorry, but again, the S26 Ultra was just better. That was just the truth. All right, so with that in mind, the iPhone currently has 3 wins and 1 draw. Meanwhile, the S26 Ultra has 2 wins and 1 draw. So with that being said, the clear winner of this contest obviously goes to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I mean, as you guys could see, it wasn't even close. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is definitely a very much powerful device. Now, with that being said as well, please don't sleep on the S26 Ultra, because this device is also equally as powerful as the 17 Pro Max. But again, there had to be one winner, and that winner was our 17 Pro Max right here. I mean, come on, I just love the device. It's that powerful. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to this point. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it or learned something new from this video, and also share the video. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.